Hey, sister-in-law! I'm engaged now. Please celebrate with me.
Oh, wow! Congratulations, Tessie!
Thank you. Can you tell my brother that I am engaged?
From me? You should tell him since it's something to celebrate.
He is pretty annoying, so I don't want to talk to him. He says mean things to me for everything I do. If I tell him that I'm engaged, he will probably give me another boring talk.
Like what?
Like, don't bother your fiancé. You will get married, so be mature, and stuff. He is more annoying than my parents.
I think he's just worried about you because you're his sister. I don't think he's saying that to be mean.
Well, I don't care what he says to me anymore. I don't want him to ruin this happy moment. So can you tell him since you're his wife?
Okay, then, I will. Is your fiancé the guy working at the investment bank?
What? That's so long ago. I broke up with him long ago.
Oh, was it that long ago?
Yeah, that's a very long time ago. And I went out with like 5 guys after I broke up with him.
That many? Wow.
I was trying to find the one. You know, you can never tell who is the right guy to get married to until you go out with them. That is why I always had a spare guy.
Spare?
Like a marriage candidate.
Wait, you were not cheating on them, were you?
I've dated several guys at the same time, married before I turned 30. I wasn't married, so it's not illegal to date several guys.
So there's a strict screening process if you go out with them.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, income is important, and jobs with future potential are important too. Oh, and their parents' income is another important factor.
Wait, their parents have to be rich too?
If their parents are poor, then even if my husband is rich, it means nothing. Because their money will be spent on their parents. I don't want to send money to their parents.
Oh, so you got engaged to the guy who passed the strict screening?
Yes, he is a doctor. His parents are both doctors, and his father is the director of a hospital. Also, his grandpa earned a lot of money in real estate.
Oh, wow. That's a rich family.
He's good looking too. He's the best.
But I bet there are more reasons why you chose him. Other than the money. What do you like about him?
Huh? The money is the only reason.
But you're marrying him because you love him, right?
Well, basically, yeah.
Basically.
I love him. He has everything. After his parents die, there will be lots of inheritance that I can use. I am so excited.
Don't say that.
Well, it's true. I can be rich. I tried so hard to make him fall in love with me.
Yeah, that's amazing. How did you make him fall in love with you?
He was the hardest one. Probably because he grew up in a doctor family. He's got strong morals. I did volunteer work to be appealing to him.
You did volunteer work?
I went to dog shelters and I took care of the dogs. The dogs were annoying. And it was such a hard time.
Well, maybe it's rude to say, but I didn't think you liked doing volunteer work and such.
Of course I don't. Working for no money is ridiculous. I quit that dog shelter volunteer halfway through.
Oh. You can actually quit halfway through?
I left the job to the others. Well, I participated in a volunteer, so it's okay. Participation is the most important part, not completing it.
I see.
It takes an effort to get married with good guys.
So, when is the wedding? You have the money, so I bet it is going to be a gorgeous wedding.
Yes, it is going to be a big wedding. The wedding is a year later, and it'll be held at the beautiful Ocean View Chapel.
A year later? How exciting!
I will prepare a lot for the wedding. I want it to be a perfect wedding that anyone would admire. I have to tell everyone that I succeeded.
You're really going all out, aren't you?
Of course. It was my goal to marry a rich guy and have a gorgeous wedding ceremony. The after party is going to be a big party too. But would you come?
I'll pass. My daughter is still small and she'll be tired.
Yeah? It's okay. Just attend the wedding. Please look forward to it.
I'm sorry, Jessie. I can't make it to your wedding.
What? Why?
My daughter just got into an accident.
An accident?
A cyclist crashed into her during our morning walk. And we're now at the hospital.
Oh, just got hit by a bicycle. Not a big accident.
Actually, she hit her head pretty hard. She is still unconscious. We're having tests done right now, so we can't attend your wedding.
Wait. I prepared for this big day for a year, and you're going to cancel at this last minute?
I'm so sorry, Jessie. We were so excited to attend your wedding. But I can't go since my daughter is in critical condition.
Then just leave your daughter at the hospital and come. Just leave her.
I can't leave my daughter. Your brother is contacting your mother right now. It doesn't affect your wedding even if we aren't there, right?
No, it does. You guys have a role.
Rule?
You will accompany me when I leave the venue during the wedding.
What? You never told me.
Of course I didn't tell you because it was a surprise. Don't ruin my plan.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize, just come.
I can't. I'm so worried about my daughter.
Why did she have to get in an accident today?
Yeah, not a good day. I feel bad for ruining the celebratory mood.
Ugh, this is why I hate little kids. If you're a mom, then always keep an eye on your daughter. If you can't take care of your children, then don't make babies.
Calm down, Jessie. Your plan might be a little different, but even if we're not there, your wedding will not be ruined, right?
I want everything to be perfect. I can't allow my schedule to get screwed up. You are ruining my wedding that I have prepared for a year.
Please, Jessie. Please understand. It's an emergency situation. I have to stay with her.
I don't care what happens to your daughter.
What?
I should be the first priority. Your stupid daughter just didn't look and ran into a cyclist, right? It's your daughter's fault. So leave her at the hospital.
No, the cyclist didn't look and hit her. She's the victim.
The biggest victim is me. Don't embarrass me.
You won't be embarrassed. If you explain, your husband and his parents will understand.
I don't want them to know that my stupid brother and his wife can't take care of their kids. It's all because of your kid. So terrible. You should have put her on the leash.
Stop it! I feel sorry, but I think that's too rude to say.
I'm telling you the truth. It is so rude to cancel attending the wedding of your sister-in-law.
Your brother is lost for words, too.
So what? You two are both rude.
Is your wedding that important? More important than human life?
At least more important than your stupid kid.
I can't believe it. Anyways, we cannot attend your wedding.
The rehearsal is going to be held in an hour. There's also the introduction of my relatives, so come now.
What are you saying? I said we're not coming.
It doesn't matter. It's your daughter's fault for getting into an accident.
Are you blaming my daughter again? I said my daughter is the victim.
The reason she's hurt is because she lacks attention. Leave her and come to our wedding. If she's unconscious, then you can just leave her. She will not notice. I won't allow your absence.
You're so cruel. Your husband is next to me and he is shocked.
My brother is your husband.
No, I mean your husband. My husband is here too, but your husband is here too.
What are you saying? No way. He was here just now until I entered the makeup room.
I called him to come now.
What? Are you kidding me?
It only takes 15 minutes to get to the hospital from the wedding venue.
What? The wedding is starting soon. What's he doing?
Your attitude is unbelievable. I wanted to show your attitude to your husband. You act differently in front of him, right?
No, that's not true.
What is not true? You said to me you wouldn't allow us to be absent even if our daughter is unconscious. And your wedding is more important than my daughter's life?
That is because I was so mad.
Your husband is so shocked. He has good morals, and he works to improve lives. So he will not let that go.
Did you set me up? Who thought about this? My brother or you?
This is not the time to worry about that. You should be worried about letting your husband down. He is definitely disgusted by your attitude.
Don't you know how hard I tried to marry him?
Yeah, you even did volunteer work that you disliked. Well, you quit and left the work to the others.
Don't tell him that!
Oh, and I told him about how you got close to him because of his money. You said you were looking forward to his parents passing away and being able to spend their inheritance.
I didn't say that. Don't lie.
I'm not lying. It's in the chat history.
Don't say anything more.
I always thought you were so annoying. Shh. Oh, your husband is going back there now. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Everything is ruined. It's all your fault.
Whatever you say, I don't care. I don't know what is happening there.
He canceled the wedding.
Oh, he changed his mind. After knowing your real side? No wonder why.
You set me up.
No, you set yourself up. And we tried to help your husband. If his wife is cruel, like you, then he would have such a hard time living.
Stop it! His parents stared at me too.
Oh, his parents finally know your real side too. But is it possible to cancel the wedding on the day?
No one has done it before. My parents suggested to have the wedding today, but he didn't allow it.
Yeah, of course he didn't.
He said if he gets married to a woman like me, it's a disgrace to the family. What does he mean by disgrace?
Disgrace is a disgrace. Your personality is not as he had imagined. And you don't seem to love him.
What are you saying? Anyone would at least try to be a nice lady when they fall in love. He cancels the wedding for such a little thing.
Yes, anyone would try to be a nice lady, but you're too much. His decision cannot be controlled by anybody, so give it up.
Don't say that. I had my whole life on this big wedding day. I can't quit this.
Then what about just having your wedding forcefully? Your husband is not into it, but go for it. I have never seen such a horrible wedding.
Stop it.
You don't know who is listening, so you shouldn't say whatever you want to say. If you want to be a nice lady, be a nice lady. Not only to your love, but to everyone. Jessie tried to convince her husband, but he paid the wedding cancellation fee. And under the condition that he apologized to the attendees, the wedding was canceled, as he wished. However, when he apologized to the attendees, he revealed the reasons why, and Jessie was humiliated. This was revealed after, but Jessie was in a lot of debt. Apparently, she spent all her money when she was looking for a husband-to-be. Clothing, cosmetic surgery, and so much she'd spend on. She probably thought she could pay it off when she marries a rich man. But now she has to pay it back on her own, and now she's been pushed to the brink of bankruptcy. My daughter, on the other hand, recovered and left the hospital a week later. There was no brain damage, just a concussion. I am so relieved for her quick recovery. After that, I haven't seen Jessie, and I haven't been contacting her. And I will never want to be involved with her again.
Hey, Ali. Don't you feel ashamed for what you've done? Do you understand how much of a pain you are to others?
Huh? What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
How lame is it to be living unmarried and at your parents' house when you're 41 years old? Do you understand how much of a burden you are to our family?
I don't think I'm a burden.
The fact that you still live at home is embarrassing, which is a burden in and of itself. It's not normal for people to live at home at that age.
I'm living at home, but most of the time I'm not even there. I also bring home money to support the family. You have no right as my older sister to complain about me.
I'm embarrassed having you as a part of the family. You're a failure because you're still living in at home.
Are you even listening to what I'm saying?
You're a failure. That's why you can't get married. Popular girls like me can get married really quickly.
Oh, really? You're right that you got married and had kids. And maybe our parents are grateful for that. But since I can't contribute in that same way, I have been giving mom and dad money. You're not doing that now, are you? You keep complaining about me.
But you're also over 40 now. And since you're my older sister,
You've lived even more than me. But even though you're the older sister, you and your husband still haven't sent our parents any money. What's up with that?
I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm not responding.
Don't ignore me. You just won't reply because I'm right. I'm not gonna play your little games.
You're not even willing to listen to what I have to say.
You know that I'm right. You're the one who's not willing to listen to what I have to say.
I've kicked you out of mom and dad's house.
Huh?
What do you mean you kicked me out? You're not home now, right?
I've told you a million times that I don't go home often, since I have to go on international business trips frequently.
Are you saying that to brag? I'll have you known that nothing about that is worth bragging about. For me, having your own family is what truly can bring you happiness. You might be right.
But everyone's values are different. I can't deny your way of thinking. So can you not accept my way of life?
A 40-something-year-old unmarried woman like you serves no purpose.
Are you listening?
You're trash. Actually, some trash might be more valuable than you.
How long are you going to berate me until you're satisfied?
You're on a business trip right now, correct? You've worked all your life, and now you're 40. What's fun about a life like that?
You really don't have to say that. I'm busy now, so are you done?
If you want to keep talking, whatever. My husband and I are considering moving in with mom and dad.
What? Really?
That's why mom and dad said that they'll refuse to take any more money from you. You probably weren't giving them much anyways. We talked about inheritance too. They said they don't want you to claim the right to anything. So we're cutting ties off with you. Just treat us like strangers from now on, okay?
Huh? Why were you guys talking about inheritance? Mom and dad are still healthy, right?
This is regarding future business. I don't want you to steal the inheritance from mom and dad. I'm the one who deserves it anyways.
I get what you're saying, but I never had any intentions of claiming the right to the inheritance anyways. So then, why do I have to break off ties with the family? All I was doing was sending our parents some extra money.
I've made it so that they cut off all ties with you, because I never want to see you again.
Let's talk about this when I return home. I'll listen to what you want. This isn't something meant to be discussed over text. We should talk about this more calmly. If you want to move in with mom and dad, then that's fine. Do what you want.
You don't seem to understand. You being there is a burden.
Are you really going to say that? I had no intention of burdening anyone.
Even if you didn't mean to be a burden, you are one. I'm done speaking with you. Why don't you go back to work? That's all you're good for anyways.
I was gonna get back to work anyways. Don't be so nasty.
My husband agrees with me. He thinks you're weird.
Why would he say something so rude? I've barely even met with him, yet he says that about me?
That's because it's weird for someone to be in their 40s, unmarried, and living with their parents. You boasting about how you give money to mom and dad is also a joke.
Feel free to say whatever you want, but you have no right to say any of those things. Who does your husband even think he is?
Don't make fun of my husband.
Then how about you don't make fun of me? We need time to seriously talk this through. Talk to you later.
My husband and I are moving in with mom and dad today. You'll have nowhere to live now.
Huh? Seriously? I told you we should talk this through. Did you forget?
There's nothing worth discussing with you. I've already thrown away your belongings.
Huh? I know you looked down on me, but did you really have to go that far?
While you were on your international business trip, I threw away everything into the dumpster. Since you always brag about your business trips. You're a good-for-nothing woman that still depends on her parents after hitting 40. Never come back. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Throwing everything in the dumpster, wasn't that a hustle for you?
It was, but it was worth it because now I can cut off ties from you.
Did mom and dad agree to you doing this?
They were on the fence about it at first, but they eventually came around. They did it so that you can become independent. Stop letting our parents support you and live on your own for once. Just because you're giving mom and dad money doesn't mean anything. You need to live independently.
Did you seriously throw everything away?
Yep. I did it while you were on your little trip. You're a parasite living off of mom and dad. Don't come home.
Thanks. You made things easier for me.
Huh?
I said that I was going on a business trip, but I'm actually working here indefinitely and had no plans of going back.
Huh? What do you mean?
I used to go on international trips and return home when I got back into the country. But if I was living there full-time, then wouldn't I have had to pay rent?
I don't understand. What are you even saying? So you're telling me that you weren't actually living there in the first place?
Well, of course I would return home for short periods of time when I'd come back. But I never intended on fully living there. I already have a house in Paris.
Huh? You have a house in Paris?
I didn't tell you! I bought it last year. I was always moving between New York, London, and Paris. But from now on, I'd like to settle down in Paris. That's why I ended up buying the house.
I don't understand what you're saying. How can you afford to buy a house in Paris?
How? Well, I am working. I also just simply wanted to send money home to mom and dad. I pretended that it was for rent. Well, if mom and dad don't care anymore, then that's fine. I won't be planning on living there ever again anyways. I'm actually grateful that you cleaned up my room for me. Thanks.
So you never planned on taking mom and dad's house as your own? Why would I do such a thing?
I don't think I said anything about doing that.
Yeah, you didn't say anything, but
I didn't even know you wanted the house. If mom and dad are okay with you living there, then I don't have any complaints. Just do whatever you want, Mia.
Huh? So what was I trying to compete for?
I have no idea. I think it's respectable that you are raising your 2 kids, but I don't like being told what to do by you. If you want to break off ties with me, then go ahead. Of course, I'll stop sending money just like you said I should. In return, you threatened me to not take any of the inheritance, right?
Yeah.
What's even there to be inherited? Mom and dad are just living off their pension. I don't think there will be anything left to give to us besides the house. I never planned on receiving the house anyways. So you really didn't have to compete with anyone.
How could I have known? Does living off their pension really mean that they don't have much extra money? I suspected that you were surely using our parent savings to go abroad since you go so often.
Come on, you seriously know nothing about me.
What do you mean?
I've worked so hard to the point that they put me in magazines. I'm practically famous. You seriously know nothing.
What? You're famous.
I go by the name Arena. If you Google me, stuff should come up. I have tens of thousands of followers on social media.
What do you mean? What kind of job do you even have?
I'm a designer. The fact that you don't know is shocking.
Huh? You're a designer? I've never heard this before.
From your perspective, I'm just a 40-something-year-old who's unmarried and likes to have fun abroad. You think I'm some good-for-nothing loser that uses her parents' money to mess around.
That's how it seemed.
I'm sorry, but that's so far from the truth. I used the money I made to go abroad and learn. And now I've made it. By the way, I'm not lonely. I have a partner.
What? A partner?
We've been partners for a while now, but we just got engaged.
Hold on, I just checked on Instagram. You're engaged to this good-looking guy? This must be a joke.
It's not a joke. I'm sorry, but my life is a lot more fulfilling than you thought it was.
There's no way that you can be engaged to some extremely handsome guy while I was cheated on by my shabby husband. And my life isn't going well? My husband quit his job and he returned to his hometown so that he can get by without paying rent. How come you're the one who gets to live a happy life? That's not fair.
Can you calm down? What are you trying to say? You proclaimed that I would be kicked out of mom and dad's house and cut off from the family. Then you threw all my stuff out of the house. But now you're jealous? Please, get yourself together. Have you ever thought that maybe the reason you're in this situation is the result of your own actions?
What are you saying?
There's nothing more that I can do for you. You and your husband can take care of our parents. That's what you wanted, right? In the meantime, I'll be living happily in Paris. Bye. I'll probably never see you again. We learned about Ali's situation and how she was always looked down upon, and her older sister Mia, who went crazy from jealousy. Their parents lived on a tight budget, sustaining their livelihoods through their pension. Nia later realized that living with her parents wouldn't allow her to gain in money. In the end, her husband cheated on her, so she left. She took care of her kids at home with her parents, and even got a job to make some money. This made Nia realize that she should have tried to get along better with her little sister and communicated with her more. It's times of need when she regrets not forming a bond with her sister. She especially regretted things when she saw Allie come on TV. Allie is so far out of reach to her now. Her family regrets not treating her well. They should have realized this sooner.